Hey, Coach, how just big was this win just in terms of snapping that home streak there and sort of setting you guys up for that big game on Monday as well?
Yeah, it's important, I think to have to have continued that momentum from the road and um, show up and play the way that we needed to play in front of our home crowd. And it's going to continue to be important moving forward. And not our best moments during the game, but we got through. But we had some other moments that kind of picked us up. And I think the deposits of the things that we've learned over the course of the last few weeks. Got to be put to test today, and just happy to be able to play, to get a win in August at home. It's important for us to be playing at a high level at this juncture of the season.
Without Dom available today, Mackenzie played, I believe, the most minutes of the season for her, and also I think it's the earliest we've seen her in a game. Just what did you make of her contributions today?
Yeah, Mac has done an excellent job of staying ready every single day. Her sprints, her workouts, her film sessions, what she does in a weight room. And so to have her have this opportunity today, I was very confident because I knew she was prepared for it. I thought she played 12 big minutes, against a front court that is dynamic, physical, rebounds well. I thought she held her own. She didn't look tired at all, obviously, because she's super prepared for the moment. She's asked the right questions. She's locked in all the time. She's an excellent teammate. So very deserving of, her opportunity here, but also this particular moment that she did well.
I'm sure you'd like to see better defensive rebounding than the first half in particular, but to what degree do you sort of see that as, kind of a trade-off, the degree to which you're like switching and the other things that that's allowing you to do defensively?
Sorry, say the last part of that.
Like how much do you see that as part of a trade-off? Because often you're switching and you've got,
yeah.
post bigs or guards trying to back up.
Yeah, and a lot of some of their rebounds were their own missed shots, and I think it's difficult, to kind of get those. But yeah, when you're in a lot of actions or ball screens in which you're, engaging the ball, you have to kind of switch, and guards are on posts, post from guards. It does become difficult, but at the end of the day, there are other things statistically that helped us kind of balance out their offensive, their second chance points, our points off turnovers. So when we did get an opportunity to rebound and run or get deflections and steals, we're able to kind of neutralize what they do on the rebounding end.
Coach, not the sharpest offensive game, but defensively, you had 4 quarters where you're holding him under 20 points. Kind of just talk about what you saw on both ends of the court.
Yeah, I talked earlier about pace and transition, and I don't think our pace was great, and especially in the early portion of the game. But I thought that what we were doing defensively to help those moments, I think we had like pockets of good defense, offense. And though the rebounds were impactful, it didn't really affect us in the grand scheme of things. I thought that when we're locked into them only making 1 3 was important. The key to the game was different in the 3-point line, and I thought they got a little bit loose in the first half. 2 of their threes were daggers, so off of offensive rebounds, but everything else was pretty sharp. So I thought we were locked in. I thought Ezzy gave us great minutes on Camilla. I know it's a low down there without having an option to put Dom in. And I thought, obviously neck, but we know defensively is where we want to hang our hat, and I think our team has showed that over the course of these last 5 or 6, that when the offense is shaky or not as sharp or our pace is low, that we're able to buckle down on that end of the floor and get stops.
Hey, Coach, Neka said that you talked to the team about just hoop. And can you talk about, what you meant without getting too internal, and then how you saw that play out in this game? And I'm sure you kind of answered it, but if you could.
I talked to them about that on the road against Minnesota. Obviously there's some reality to where we are and the urgency that we have to have. But sometimes I don't like to put a lot of pressure on my players. And just hoop is just that. Don't, but so don't think paralysis by analysis sometimes. Don't think, just go out there. We've been playing this game for a long time. Obviously, we have rules and, scout and all the things that we have to like really be sharp and locked in on. But at the end of the day, they know basketball, play hard, play together, and just hoop. That's what it is. It's like a carefree spirit and aura that you have to have sometimes when you're in, this has been a long season for us, and don't think so much and just be free and hoop.
Hey, Coach, I spoke to Marcus, recently, following up for his interview. He emphasized, thanking you for giving him the opportunity to be on the coaching staff and doing what he's doing. Also, Portland Trailblazers, assistant coach Pooh Jitter was in the house tonight.
You
Just
got tickets from me, yeah, that's my guy.
just the thoughts about, just having that support, being that you're the only currently active African-American woman, head coach right now.
It's important, it gets heavy sometimes, and I don't talk about it a lot in front of you guys, and I just it's an honor. I'm grateful and all those things, but to be one of 13 is it's heavy. But to have Pooh, who's down the street in Portland, and obviously my staff and my circle, my family, my team, it is important, especially through the grind of the season and understanding we're trying to, win games and do something special here. Have to lean into the people who really know me and really pour into me. And that's what it is. It's reciprocated and it's much appreciated. And yeah, I wouldn't be here with sanity, if I didn't have who I have around me.
Coach, tonight's third quarter was a little different than the third quarter the other night.
Yeah.
What do you see as the differences well, let me just ask you this. How do you maintain what happened the other night? How do you pick that up and then allow you guys to use that energy, that use that consistency throughout the rest of these next 3 games?
Yeah, well, we're without a big piece to that. So 15 some points and a lot of rebounds missing from the game tonight. And just the matchup, how what type of game it was going to be, physical and all those things. And if you look at our schedule, we've been game day off game. It's been a grind. So a 30-something point quarter in Minnesota and a 13-point quarter today. It's, I think it's, how the game flow went. But at the end of the day, there are so many other positive things that happened that kind of we sustained and we're able to pick it up in the fourth. I'm glad that, we're learning to not let the third quarter lull kind of filter into the fourth quarter. And so there's growth in that way.
Final question, Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, just to build right off of that, how important is it to be able to play in different ways as far as like a defensive battle, get to Minnesota, you're knocking down 16 threes and having that versatility, especially going into the playoffs?
Yeah, it's very important because as you guys know, the matchups, vary team to team. You have to be able to, I think consistently we've had a paint presence, scoring at a high clip in the paint and being efficient in that area. Our threes as of late have picked up, which is good. And so if teams want to load up, we have to make sure we're, knocking down some outside shots. And then defensively, all the schemes that we talk can go through, from switching to being big, being a little bit smaller, being athletic. There are a variety of ways in which we have learned that we can play. And that's going to be very important. Going into wherever we're playing, we got to get there first though, right? But I think we're learning as a group tendencies of ourselves and getting comfortable there. Our roster has shifted late in the season, so there's some adjustments that have happened. But I think we're finding pockets and understanding who we are and how we need to play.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.